What's up, guys? Today I'm going to talk about my top 5 G-Shocks that I would pick during an apocalypse. This is just a fun video, not to be taken too seriously. If you disagree with my choices, let me know in the comment section and we can discuss. But in front of you I've got my top 5 and then 3 runner-ups, and I'll also have a wild card that I'll show you at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and get started with the runner-ups. First, let's move this out of the way so I'm not cluttering the screen. Starting off with runner-up number 1, this is the G9000, also known as the Mudman. This is really the standard for toughness and reliability. The reason why it doesn't make my list is because it lacks the solar charging feature, and that is the only reason why. Going on to next runner-up, GW900 Golf Master. Probably the highest performing G-Shock that I own in my collection. The reason why this doesn't make the list is because, one, this band keeper is useless, and it's an easy fix, but I'm going off of stock, what you're getting straight from the factory. And this band keeper will be the reason why you lose your watch by accident if it doesn't perform like how it's supposed to. And this one is essentially useless. And also, it's too complicated. For me, at least. For some of you, you're smarter than me. Most likely you're smarter than me, and using this watch is fine. But for me, being able to remember how to use all the functions and all that stuff, it's just not worth it. So still a fantastic watch, but it doesn't make my list. Alright, next one and last runner-up is the GST S110 G-Steel. Fantastic watch again. And again, all my runner-ups are fantastic watches. The reason why this one doesn't make the list is because the backlight is too bright. And you might be wondering, how is that a bad thing? My thought process is that in the apocalypse, during nighttime, it's going to be darker than normal. And using a backlight that is so bright, you're going to instantly lose your night vision. And from a security standpoint, you're going to give away your position. And I don't want that. So that is why this does not make my list. Now going to the 5 that did make my list, we'll start off with another Mudman. This is the 9300. The difference between this and its older brother is that, well, obviously the design, but this has the compass and tough solar functionality. I prefer the 9000 more, but this one is more high-tech and has more useful features in the apocalypse. Very easy to use. One click of the button right here and you got the compass, and then very user-friendly. That is why that makes my list. Also, the band is fantastic, carbon fiber band, so it's going to last a very long time and breathes very well. Next watch on my list is the GWF1000 the Frogman. This one is a dive watch, so it is designed to withstand several hundred feet of sea pressure, and if it can survive that, then it can survive pretty much anything else. Also, again, user-friendly, and lume is great, or the backlight is great, and the build quality on this is like nothing else. It's hard to express or show you build quality through a screen, even through pictures. But the best way to describe the Frogman is, imagine a steel hockey puck wrapped in resin, and that's what the Frogman feels like. Very dense, very sturdy, tank-like, and it wears very comfortably. So that is why this makes my list. And it just looks so cool. Of all my G-Shocks, this one probably looks the coolest. Alright, next one on my list is the 8900. There are several different versions of the 8900. This is the GR8900, meaning that it has the tough solar functionality. So the one great thing about this one is the display. It's so easy to read. Numbers are big and bold. And again, with the user interface, very easy. Backlight is great. This is one of those watches that I was hesitant to buy at first, but immediately fell in love with it the second I bought it. And it's also kind of a fun watch too. Not too expensive, so I highly recommend it. Next one on my list is the GRescue7900. This one was designed for search and rescue teams, Coast Guard, you name it, designed to be used in the water. So I think it's a great choice, an obvious choice for an apocalyptic G-Shock. Display is great, backlight is great, also very light, and you've got these, I don't even know what these are called, but it helps with the breathing on your skin, so that's also another good thing. Solar powered, so you can't beat that. Alright, last one on my list before we get to the wild card is the GW2310. This one is probably my go-to G-Shock. If I could only pick one for the apocalypse, it would be this one. The 2310 is really what got me started into G-Shocks, and ever since I bought it, I haven't looked back. This is like one of those watches that it's so humble, but it'll keep trucking along, never asking you for anything, and it'll just perform. Again, very user-friendly. The backlight is great, solar powered. It has everything that you need and nothing you don't. If I could pick one, it would be this one. And it just wears so well too. It's not too big. The buttons are, very well protected without being too hard to get to. Alright, my wild card is the G-Shock that I'm wearing right now, which is the Gulf Man, not the Gulf Master. The model number is GW9110. The great thing about this watch is it's got the titanium frame, which translates to extremely lightweight. Even compared to my 2310, this is even lighter than that. It's really hard to describe it. It feels like air on your wrist. And it's designed specifically to survive in salt water. So that being said, salt water is probably one of the more corrosive things you'll experience in nature. So I think then you'll be just fine on land with this watch. Very easy to use again. Great user interface. An easy choice for a survival watch for you. The reason why it's kind of like my wild card is because normally I wouldn't pick it, but out of the rest of them, this is the one that I would go with if I couldn't pick the other 5. So that's all I gotta say for apocalyptic G-Shocks. I hope that you had fun. It was kind of interesting for me to make this video and just kind of live in a fantasy world of zombies and whatnot. So write down in the comments if you disagree or if you agree with me, and I hope that everyone's staying inside, staying safe, staying clean, and we will come out of this stronger than we were before. And tune in for my next episodes, and that's all I got for you right now. Alright, take it easy. Bye.